Russia bans Johnson from country over Ukraine war.
Here's a summary of the article.
Russia has banned Prime Minister Boris Johnson and other senior ministers from entering Russia over the UK's hostile stance on the war in Ukraine. Moscow said the decision had been made in retaliation to the UK's sanctions against it since it invaded Ukraine. In March, Moscow imposed a similar ban against US President Joe Biden. Conservative MP and former British Prime Minister Theresa May. In a statement, Russia's foreign ministry said, London's unbridled information and political campaign aimed at isolating Russia internationally, creating conditions for containing our country and strangling the domestic economy, were responsible for its decision. It added, in essence, the British leadership is deliberately aggravating the situation around Ukraine, pumping the Kyiv regime with lethal weapons and coordinating similar efforts on the part of NATO. Earlier this week, the UK and US governments announced further sanctions on Russia. The sanctions included financial measures designed to damage Russia's economy and penalize President Putin, high-ranking officials, and people who have benefited from his regime.
This post received a score of 29,000, with an upvote ratio of 94%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Boris joins the exclusive club with Jacinda Ardern.
It really is an honor and a compliment for a Western leader. Like when Putin called Boris Johnson the most anti-Russia enemy leader or something. It's hilarious that Russia thinks otherwise, or that not being able to tour their shithole collapsing country would be a punishment for anyone.
Just like the dumb stuff China does, outside countries laugh but it saves face on the domestic field. Unlike other European countries, I don't know if Russia is a big consumer of news written in English.
From what I understand, it really depends on what part of Russia and if you're in a big city or not. For example, IIRC, most of Moscow hates Putin. It's like any major city in the US in that regard, and has a fairly high number of people that can speak another European language and get information that way.
Do the areas far off near Asia give a shit? Do they have enough autonomy? Are they getting shipped halfway across the world to fight? I'm always amazed that a country where power resides in Europe is affecting areas touching near China.
I can say the dissolution of Russia along cultural, regional, economic lines is an interesting topic, particularly now, of course. IIRC there are over a dozen languages that are near dying out in various regions of Russia. I can't say I have a very good answer to your questions, as when it comes to the cultural and ethnic subgroups, particularly in eastern Russia, I'm fascinated but still reading up on it.
Greater than the dissolution of Russia is a hypothetical unraveling of the Russian Federation from a unified state to various potential independent successor states. The current Russian Federation is the primary successor state of the Soviet Union. Greater than Siberia, North Asia, including the Russian Far East, geographically, is the Asiatic part of Russia. As a result of the Russian conquest of Siberia and of the subsequent population movements during the Soviet era, the demographics of Siberia today is dominated by speakers of Russian, including the Russian sub-ethnic group Siberians.
As a leader, if you are not banned from Russia, then you are doing something wrong.
As a Western foreign citizen, you can join the detained by FSB list at any time. I'd still prefer the banned list.
Or be poisoned in your own Western city. Cough, Salisbury, cough.
That sounds like a nasty cough. Have you been near any Novichok lately?
Might have dug a trench near Pripyat.
Pripyat, Ukraine. 50,000 people used to live here.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.